Hello there developers. Today in this video we are going to see how we can style the lists. Okay, so I have totally blanked out my HTML file and we are going to start from scratch. So first of all we are going to make an unordered list. So you know what, we have learned the unordered list and ordered list in the HTML tutorials. So let's create that. So just type in UL, tab or enter. The unordered list will be created and then you can simply say the li. So I'm going to, before the li, I'm going to just have an h1 with the text of languages for or to make websites. Now I have changed the theme. This theme right now is the synthwave 84 theme. Let me just show it to you. Here it is, synthwave 84. It's a theme which is, you know, just like normal themes, but you can see the glow in the code. That's because I can just go to in the settings and then command palette, and then I can just go ahead and run this command. Okay, just go ahead and select this command and then press enter. Enable neon rims. It will restart and it will give you this glowing code, and that's where the power where the power of synthwave 84 comes. Okay, you can get a glowing code like this. So now I've changed the theme. So languages to make websites. Let's save this. Let's take a look, and you can see it's pretty large because we have zoomed in. Let's reset, and you can see this dot, it's because of the first li. So I'm going to say HTML, then the second li, then CSS, and the third li to JavaScript. Save. You can see we get the heading, and then with the heading we get these three things. Now the orange selection is because of my Linux theme, so don't worry about anything that it's different in the browser or anything like that. So that's it for the UL unordered list. Let's give it a class. I'm going to give it a class of langs, you know, anything that you like. Save. Now go to styles.css. Here the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font family. I don't want the serif font family. So basically what I can do is I can just select the UL with the class of langs. So I'm going to say dot langs, and then just curly braces, and then I'm going to say font hyphen family to be sans serif. Save this, and as you can see I get the sans serif font. And if you haven't linked this style sheet, you are not going to get the results. Okay, then I want to change the font size, so you can play around with these properties. Font size to be, no, not actually font size, because we have the heading here. So I'm going to say, now we are going to see one more type of selector here. So the moment you select the parent, okay, UL is called the parent element right here, because the UL right here holds the h1, it holds li, okay, the three li's. So the UL is actually the parent of these four elements. So what you can do is, if you want to select this, only this h1 element, okay, particularly, so you can just go ahead and select dot langs, okay, and then this greater than sign and then h1. So what it's going to do is it's going to go to dot langs, and then it's going to find any h1 that is available there, or h1s if there are many. So right here I'm going to say font hyphen size to be 40 pixels. Save. Control S. This looks a lot more larger. Okay, looks good. So we selected an h1 here. Let's select the li with the same technique. So dot langs li, okay, and then I'm going to say a font size, because they are too small, to be 22 pixels. As you can see, they're larger, but 29. might be good. So languages to make websites: HTML, CSS, JS. I can just put the full name right here in JS. JavaScript. Okay, save, and then you can see the sans serif font looks good. So this is the unordered list. Okay, simply that we also saw in HTML tutorials. But what I'm going to show you in this video is how we can style this. So this is the actual UL. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add a comment, control slash to add a comment, and then I'm going to say the UL tag. I'm going to go down to the li. I'm going to say control slash all the list items. Okay, so adding comments is pretty good. So dot langs li, we just changed the font size. Okay, we did the basic thing that we knew. Now I want to change these bullet points. We have seen in the HTML tutorials also that we can add an attribute to change these bullet points, but if you are going to style your whole web page in CSS, then why are you going back to HTML and then adding those attributes? I don't think why is that fair. So if you want to change the bullet points, you can just go ahead and say list hyphen style hyphen type. Okay, and then put a colon, and if you don't get any suggestions, control space. You can see I get don't focus on Armenian. It will not work Armenian because traditional uppercase Armenian numbering. This is for the OL, for the ordered list. I'm going to show you it, show you this afterwards. So we need to see circle. Let's see circle. Let's add a semicolon. Save. You can see I get the circle kind of list style type. Then let's see what do we have next. We have decimal. I cannot use decimal. Okay, it's for numbers. Decimal leading zeros. Disk. Okay, disk, I think it's the default. Okay, disk is the default one. And then we have the numbering. We have the square. Save. You can see I get the list style to be square. Okay, right here, and 3 of them. Then let's see what do we have next. And yeah, we have at last none. So you can just select none to don't have if you don't want to have any kind of styling. So if you don't want the bullet points, save, and then you don't get any bullet points. That's good. So we just saw the list style tab for the LIs for the OL. Okay, for the UL. If I also use those numbering, so if I just say decimal, save, it works. Okay, it works, but it's not for UL actually. It's specifically for OL. Okay, and it's not good to use decimal and these kind of list style types in here, because you can later use OLs differently and ULs differently. So I'm going to keep it circle because I like circle. Okay, so these are the languages to make websites. Now let's make the OL tag. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to create the OL tag, and I'm going to give it a class of let me just see, places. Now I'm going to say h1 top attractions in Canada. Save. You can see we get the heading. Now this heading is different to this heading because the h1 styling that we applied was just specific to this dot langs. Okay, this was specific to this UL. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this to just have that styling on every one of them, so I don't get the font family because this is applied right here. Okay, so what I can do is I can simply just say in the dot langs, okay, we have the places class. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a comma and then dot places. So what this will do is this comma means that you are adding one more selector. Okay, so this, the whole styling, okay, that is inside of these curly braces will be applied to this as well as this. Let's save this. As you can see, we get the same thing, and we also have the font size for the H1, so you don't need to worry about that. And if you specifically want to select that for all of them, so I can just say dot length and then this thing, and then I can add a comma. I can say dot places H1, save, and this is going to apply the font size to both of them specifically. Okay, so we saw the list style type. Okay, let's add the li's right here in the OL. Okay, so I'm going to say li, and I'm going to add some places simply. So I'm going to say uh, Niagara Falls. Then we tell you that I don't live in Canada. Then we have the second li, Whistler. Okay, I've just picked up these places from online. Montreal, Old Montreal, and then one more last li, Bay of Fundy. Okay, save, and as you can see we get these. Now let's add that font size to these also. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to get rid of this list style type circle. Okay, I'm going to apply the font size of 29 pixels to every li. Save, as you can see, and I'm going to give the dot length li. Okay, as you can see, this li, I'm going to give the list style type of circle that we gave it beforehand. Okay, save. As you can see, we have the circle. So this we don't need to repeat. Okay, I'm going to now go ahead and go to dot places, and then okay, one more thing that I needed to tell you, I typed it pretty fastly. You can just shorthand this. If you don't want to have this greater than sign, you can just add a space, and what this space does is it's going to do the same thing. Just the difference is this was the old way and this is the modern way. So I accidentally showed it to you, so let me just get rid of these now. Okay, so actually what you are doing is you're going to the lengths, dot lengths, and then selecting h1 dot places, and then selecting h1, then dot lengths, selecting li. Okay, so I'm going to go dot places, selecting li. I'm going to say list hyphen style hyphen type, the same thing, and then control space, and as you can see we don't get anything because we haven't uh, spelled the list correctly. Now I can get the thing. So let's select Armenian, save. As you can see, it's a bit different. Okay, this traditional uppercase Armenian numbering. You can just search for Armenian numbering right there. Then let's see, decimal 1 2 3 4, that's the default. Then let's see, decimal leading 0, and this will have 0 1 0 2 0 3 0 4, as you can see. Now let's see, Georgian, save. This is different numbering. Okay, then you can just take a look at every one of them. Lower alpha means the lower alphabets, the lowercase a b c d, and then you have upper alpha, which means a b c d in capital letters. And then you can just go ahead and see Greek. Okay, that Greek, lower Greek, okay, that we saw. As you can see, you can just go to the suggestions and then see what's the one you want to use. Okay, you can also add an image right here, so let me show it to you. So instead of list style type, you have to say list style type list style image. And what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to get an image, and I'm going to fast forward this part. So I'm going to pick up this image right here, which is a png. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and Okay, I'm not going to save this image. I'm going to copy the image address. Okay, now what you can do is inside of this list style image, you can say URL. Okay, this is a function, kind of function. So URL, and then you are using the parentheses. Inside of this, you have to use double quotes or single quotes. Then you can just paste that. Okay, save. Let's see. And you can see this is not an actual, transparent image. Let me just pick up any other image. So I'm going to go to transparent right here, and probably let's pick up this one, yellow circle. Copy image address. I can just paste it, save, go back, and okay, it's pretty large, and that's why you can't see it properly. So I'm going to go to more. Okay, actually, let me just have this in a different window so that I can play around with the tools. I can go to tools. I can change the size to icon. So you can just play around with it if you want. Let's select this one, bullet hole transparent PNG. Let's copy image address. Let's go to Visual Studio Code. Let's paste this URL, save this, and you know what, I think something is wrong because these images are pretty large. Now actually there is no solution. If you are using a large image, you can just scale it. You can just make it smaller with the help of your photo editing app. Okay, that will do it. And then that's what you can do. Okay, because these are two large images, and if you copy image address of any image and then just go to your CSS and then paste the address, you're just going to get the same thing. Okay, it will be very large. I can just save it. I can just take a look at that right here. Okay, as you can see, it covers a lot of space. So that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea by using these. If you want to use these, then you want to probably get a particular photo editing app and then edit it uh, so that you can just have it on your website. Luckily, if you get any good like this, okay, it's pretty small but it covers a lot of space. If I just right click and inspect this, you can see it opened up in a new window. I kept it to the new window right now. So if you just right click and inspect, and if you see, if I just select an element with the, so what this does is you can just select any element from the page itself. So I can just hover over this list, okay, and then the area, okay, the padding that you see, if I just go, this list item covers a lot of space right there. Okay, so the content, as you can see, no, not the padding, the content is larger just because of that image. So yeah, this happens, but it's better to use the list style type instead of image, because what this does is it will add a good effect. Let's use the lower alpha. Okay, save. As you can see, now this looks clear. Or upper alpha, or let's use the or also Roman. Okay, so lower Roman or upper Roman. I'm going to select lower Roman. So we got these. You can also have the images inside of this list style types. So I'm going to change this heading to top landscapes. Okay, and I'm going to go into this. I'm going to just clear out these four list styles. Okay, save this right now, top landscapes, and now I'm going to create the first li, and inside of this li I'm going to have an image tag. So we don't have any image right now. Okay, we have these two images, but I want something different. So I have got three images from a website called pexels.com. so I can just I can just drag them and drop them here. Okay, as you can see. So the name I'm going to change, so I'm going to just right click and rename L1, and then right click, rename L2. You can also use the shortcut. Okay, just go ahead and select that, F2, and then L3. Okay, so I'm going to display these right here from the li itself. So I'm going to say image, img tag, then the source will be dot slash, you can see L1, save. You get the first landscape, and it's too large, as you can see. Okay, the number goes down. I can just go ahead and create the second li, image dot slash L2, save, and this will be landscape 2. Okay, and then the third li tag with the image of L3, and it will be larger. So let's go ahead and change the, I'm going to go to the top. Okay, and I'm going to select the image tag globally. Okay, so every image will be changed to a width of just 50 pixels. Save. So as you can see, we get the small images. Let's change it to something like 80 pixels. Save. They are larger. Let's change to 140 pixels, and then let's see, 190, 250, 280. As you can see, the width is changing and the images are going larger and smaller. So 380 pixels, I can select that, and then I can go to the li. I can just say text hyphen align to be center. Let's see what this does. You can see it's now a bit aligned in the center, but we don't like that. Okay, I can change the font size to make these larger. So that's it for this thing. Okay, that's for the styling of these you know what, this thing. So you can just, one more thing that I wanted to show you, that you can just have some more things. Okay, so the first thing right here, we have the list hyphen style hyphen type. Okay, I can just go in ahead and say list hyphen style hyphen, so you have type, you have position, and then you have image. We are going to see the position afterwards, because it's a different kind of thing that you can understand, but you can just shorthand these with just list style. Okay, so I can just get rid of this, and if I want to get if I want the circle, or let's say if I want the square, I'm going to say square to the list style. Save. As you can see, I get the square. So this list style can take many properties. So the order will be like, the first of all the type, and then if there is an image. Okay, and then the position. So position, I told you that we are going to see it afterwards. So you can just use list style, and if you don't want, you can use none. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you like it, share it with others, and pretty quickly let me tell you that we are going to quickly make a nav bar, our first nav bar. So the video that will be after this video, and then the video after that video, will be the video when we will be creating a nav bar. Okay, our first nav bar, because in the next video we are going to learn the other concepts that we need to learn to create a nav bar. So that's it for this video, guys. Like it, share it with others. Thanks for watching.